What's up? It's your boy Super Mario 1990 coming at y'all with a House of Ashes gameplay reveal reaction. House of Ashes, it's from the Dark Pictures anthology. This is, I believe, it's an 8-part game series. Each of these 8 games, they aren't like related, but they're like 8 new like original horror stories. And so this is supposed to be game number 3. The first one, Man of Medan, I played. I had fun with that one. That was pretty good. I did a playthrough of it too a couple years back. And then they did Little Hope. That one I skipped. It just didn't really seem appealing to me. But I was supposed to watch a YouTube playthrough of it. I did for like an hour or so, and then I just stopped. I gotta go back to it. But they did trailers for this one, House of Ashes, because when you like beat each game that comes out, they give you a trailer, like a little teaser for the next one that they're gonna be doing. So, House of Ashes, I saw a couple of their trailers. I'm like, okay, this one actually looks pretty good. I think I might actually get this one. I've been reading up on it as they like been giving out more information over time, and I read more about like the plot and everything. I'm like, okay, this is kind of like up my alley. Okay, I like this one. I'll check this one out. So we got the review. The gameplay reveal right here, and yeah, like what I like about it is I'm good like with these like story narrative games. I really like these kind of like kind of like RPG decision type making games where you have like the quick time events, and each decision can kind of just make or break the story. Different consequences, and it impact your choices impact how the story goes. I really like games like that, and the fact that this game is of the horror genre and doing that, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna check out this gameplay reveal, and then I'll give you guys my impressions afterwards. But here we go.
Peggy 18.
Dark Pictures Anthology. House of Ashes.
Hey there, I'm Will Doyle, and I'm a game director of Supermassive Games here in the UK. Today, I'd like to talk to you about House of Ashes, the third game in the Dark Pictures anthology. Normally, in the run-up to launch, we'd be getting the game into your hands at shows and game events around the world. Unfortunately, it's just not possible with the world as it is right now. So today, I'd like to do the next best thing and take you through some of the game myself, so that you can get a sense of how unique House of Ashes is, and what you can expect from it when it launches later this year. The Dark Pictures anthology means a lot to us, and we're always trying to find new ways to frighten you, to challenge you, and to surprise you. With House of Ashes, we think you're in for a real treat. If you're new to the anthology, let me tell you a little bit about how it works. You'll find that House of Ashes is a great place to jump on board.
Okay.
The Dark Pictures anthology is a series of standalone narrative horror games where the fates of the 5 characters that you play are entirely in your hands. The choices that you make determine how their story branches out, and ultimately determines the endings that they receive. Everyone can live, everyone can die, but the story never stops. If a character dies, there's no reset to go back. Each game in the anthology has multiple endings, because we know that our fans like to replay them several times to discover all of the possibilities. All of our games also have some basis in a real-world fact or legend. Our first game, Man of Medan, had the legend of the Oran Medan. Then Little Hope explored Salem and the Andover witch trials. House of Ashes explores a new mystery, one that is older than anything we've dealt with before.
What is this?
The original teaser trailer for House of Ashes unlocked when you finished Little Hope and is now available online. So what do we know so far? We know it's set in the Middle East, and it deals with a military unit running into trouble deep underground. At the end of the teaser, we saw our star character, played by Ashley Tisdale, wading through a river of blood and bones, holding a human thigh bone for a torch. And she's clearly not alone down there. There are monsters in the dark.
There are monsters in the dark.
So how did she get there? House of Ashes is set back in 2003, at the close of hostilities in the Iraq War. Hunting for weapons of mass destruction, a team comprising US Special Forces, Air Force and CIA is sent on a mission to unearth an underground chemical weapons depot that's been picked up on satellite. Arriving on the scene, they come under attack by holdout Iraqi forces. and during the firefight, an earthquake pitches both sides into the ground below, where they discover a vast underground temple dating back to the ancient kingdom of Akkad. A temple that is home to a very real threat, a nest of monsters that are hungry for blood. Our heroes went looking for weapons of mass destruction, but they uncovered something far, far worse. Something very, very old.
This place doesn't look much like a weapons silo to me.
That looks nice.
Mesopotamia, the historic land that includes what is now Iraq, was the cradle of civilization. Its written records date back
Again,
to
some world history in this
1,000
one.
years. The temple that dwells at the heart of our game was built by a real-world historical figure, the self-proclaimed God King of the Akkadian Empire, Naram Sin, who reigned around 2250 BC. Naram Sin is said to have upset the gods and brought a curse down on his people by ransacking a temple belonging to Enlil, the god of earth, wind and storms. Gods brought war, famine and plague on his kingdom. In our story, Naram Sin builds this huge temple as a peace offering to the gods to lift the curse, but his pleas fall on deaf ears. Akkad falls, and Naram Sin's temple is buried under the desert sands, only to be rediscovered millennia later.
There's a way in for these people, there's a way out for us.
Let's take a look around.
I won't give away too much of the story, but our protagonists find themselves trapped underground between two separate groups of enemies, those from above and those from below. To survive, they must forge an alliance with their enemies from the surface.
I think it's just you and me.
And along the way, they'll unravel the mysteries of this ancient temple.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Our first trailer gave you a glimpse of Ashley Tisdale's character, CIA officer Rachel King,
Did you see Sergeant K?
alongside
CIA
two of the
too,
Marines
okay.
that you can play in the game,
Looking
Jason
interesting.
Kolchak
CIA, Iraqi forces.
and Nick Kay.
It's this place.
In our latest trailer, we see Rachel exploring underground with her husband, Colonel Eric King.
Looks old.
Old? It's ancient. That's cuneiform.
Later, we meet the fifth playable character from our game, Iraqi officer Salim Hoffman, as he encounters something deadly and horrific lurking in the shadows.
It's Pazuzu.
Pazuzu?
Pazuzu. Do you know watch horror movies?
When creating our Dark Pictures games, we take inspiration from many sources. In House of Ashes, you'll notice inspiration from films such as Aliens,
Like that
Predator,
chair he
and
said on the
Descent.
chair look real nice. Look comfortable.
We also delved into the wealth of horror literature available. House of Ashes takes some inspiration from the works of H.P. Lovecraft, in particular, the novel At the Mountains of Madness.
Predator's
At
the
its
only
heart,
movie I've seen.
House of
that
Ashes is an exploration
fighting
horror.
from.
A group of experts on a critical mission in a remote location, cut off from any
These
battle,
graphics look real
facing
nice.
an inhuman
Men of Madonna
enemy
pretty
threat.
nice too back then.
It's also a story about loyalty, duty, and trust. Characters are always at the heart of our stories. And when faced with overwhelming odds, each character in House of Ashes must decide whether to save their own hide or set aside their personal rivalries and prejudices and work together to survive.
It's a good setup for the characters.
We may get through this. It's a damn sight better than the alternative.
Along the way, you'll face really difficult dilemmas around survival and collaboration.
I thought it was Dilemma.
What risks will you take to ensure nobody gets left behind? And when all hell breaks loose, is there any place left for compassion? Or is it just look after number one?
Show some mercy, please.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Dark Pictures game without some terrible danger waiting to befall our protagonists. And in House of Ashes, the threat is very real. The creatures in House of Ashes are some of the most complicated we've ever made, but through hand animation and motion capture, we've created a monster that is very believable, very threatening, and very dangerous. And there's a whole nest of them down there waiting for you.
They're close. Fire up. You're crazy.
Our environments are often claustrophobic and enclosed, but regularly open out into vast, magnificent spaces. We want you to feel exposed, vulnerable, and threatened, to get a feeling you're being watched at all times by creatures you know nothing about. But we also want to reveal an unknown world below the surface, a place of majesty and mystery that has lain undisturbed for millennia.
Sergeant K, pull yourself together. Eyes wide.
saw something.
If you've played previous Dark Pictures games, you'll get an instant feel for the game mechanics.
We need to get out of here right now.
However, we're always looking to improve our games, and we're always grateful for the comments that we've received from you, our community, which have helped us to focus on the areas that matter most to you. In House of Ashes, you'll see many improvements to the way the game handles. Fixed cameras have been entirely replaced with a 360-degree player-controlled camera, which makes exploration much more immersive. This is helped by the inclusion of a new flashlight button. Using the flashlight lets you sweep the dark for secrets and uncover new paths, but slows you down a little. You'll come to rely on it as you delve into some of the darker sections of the catacombs. We're also adding difficulty settings to the game, so that you can tailor the game to the experience you're looking for: easy, medium, and no holds barred difficult. Our fan feedback around QTEs shows that you're quite divided on this issue. Some of you think they're too hard, while others think they're too easy.
The rhythm one that they do when you gotta
Setting
time it up,
difficulty for
I can
QTEs
never
lets
get
you
that
tailor
one.
the speed of the
I don't know why
QTEs
it's
to
so
your own
difficult
skill
for
set.
me.
House of Ashes
Everything
is
else
also
seems
our
though.
first title to include enhanced versions for next-gen consoles. And in those formats, you'll see a marked improvement in overall graphical fidelity.
They already look really good on base PS4 when I play Man of Medan, so I'm pretty sure
As
this
with
will
Man of Medan and Little Hope,
keep that going.
House of Ashes features 4 main modes. Shared Story, which allows you to play through the whole game online with a friend. Movie Night, which supports up to 5 players in the same room, and 2 separate single-player parts: the main theatrical cut and the Curator's Cut, which is available as a pre-order bonus. On Curator's Cut, you get to experience the story from the perspective of different characters. You even see scenes that you wouldn't normally see in the theatrical cut. So hopefully you've enjoyed hearing me talk about the game. Now it's time to show you some of it in action. I'd like to show you one of the scenes that marks the start of things getting much, much more worse for our team, as if getting shot at and falling through the ground wasn't bad enough. So the scene starts as our characters have pitched into the depths after an earthquake. They've been split up, disorganised, and don't really know where they are. In the theatrical cut, our playable character here is Nick, one of the Force Recon Marines sent to search for WMDs. In the Curator's cut, you play as his buddy Jason. Finding himself underground, Nick starts to navigate his way through the tunnels looking for his comrades. As he works his way towards Jason, he soon finds out that they're not the only ones down there. In the Curator's cut, Jason also finds himself underground and separated from the group. As the story plays out, he's presented with different choices. Jason outranks Nick. Does he act large and in charge to keep discipline? Or does he pay attention to what his friend is saying, no matter how crazy it may sound?
You put your shit together right now before you get us both killed.
So I hope you've enjoyed this short video on House of Ashes, and I look forward to getting your hands on it. Please check out our channels for more information, look after yourselves, and keep both feet on the ground, because you never know when it's going to fall out from underneath you.
Exclusive gameplay reveal. Here we go.
Satellite sweeps of the war zone have uncovered what appears to be an underground storage facility. What I strongly suspect is where chemical weapons are hidden, so we need to move fast.
It's gotta be during the whole war on terrorism timeline.
Right up, hold fire. We're gonna side out this shit.
This rig's a bust. These people are not the enemy, they're just shepherds.
Down! Get down! We're up on the ridge! Return fire! I'm hit! This is getting worse. Oh, shit!
He dead. Ain't no way to survive it. Never mind. Oh, never mind. You're doing good.
Oh man, what the? This is Mailman 2
Why they bleeping off F-bomb
All
stuff?
teams sound off, over. Shit. Rest of the squad must be around here somewhere. Jason!
Got like a Metal Gear Solid 3 kind of feel when Big Boss is down in them tunnels.
Boss man!
That little cave. It's dark down there. Oh yeah, saw something just jump through. I wouldn't even go that way if I was him. Like, I ain't messing with the hair here. Leave that alone. Nope, leave that alone. Don't even do it. Don't even do it. This food gonna go right down there too. That look nice though.
It's this place.
Like you might find the genie's lamp in there somewhere.
Hey, you Nick?
Ain't that something? Where on God's green earth have we landed?
We need to get back topside, regroup with the rest of the squad, and signal for medevac. This place ain't no weapons silo, but it's sure as crawling with Iraqis.
I don't think they're my Iraqis.
Nick? Sergeant K, pull yourself together. Eyes wide.
I saw something.
What do you mean, saw something?
I mean, he saw something, like something captured his eye.
I mean, it wasn't you.
He saw it. What kind of question is
The
that?
tunnel. Should have never gotten up that helo.
Don't do this, Nick. Not now. I need you to keep it together just a while longer.
Something's not right. I know you can feel it.
Okay, I'm feeling
Scared.
it. I got my work cut out with you.
Yeah, you gonna find out soon enough then.
You ever seen anything like this? What the hell is this place?
Ass. I flunked history at school. Tell me you don't feel it.
What, Nick? Feel what exactly?
I don't know, something.
Got a premonition.
I'm gonna need some more muscle.
Let's get the gym again. Let's move.
Oof. Did that to you.
Jesus, I'm trying. Will you stop squirming around? It's bad. He's bleeding out. We have to cut him down right now.
Hold tight, buddy. We got you. Nick, I need you here. Cut the wires. He's so
Happened to the old boy.
brother. So get up.
I mean, you do look jacked up, though. You got blood everywhere on people's stuff. Like,
We're gonna pump you up, okay?
Hurry the hell up!
You got this. You keep lookout.
Jesus, who the hell loaded these packs?
dang, that got me. I ain't see that. He just snatched her.
Maurice?
That clicking noise sound like that thing from, like the thing from M. Night Shyamalan's movie Signs. Well, Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix. Oh. He a liability. I might just have to let him go. I would have just let him go. I'm sorry.
He's bleeding out. You gotta take care of this.
Y'all got to run. That's what y'all got to do. This ain't worth it. I don't think you'll make it anyway.
Good version of the bad version. Let's give it to him straight.
I don't think there is a good version.
It's pretty bad. Shut up. Hold it. Let's get it.
How you gonna hold in pain? Bleeding everywhere, like. I need to give him some more things, which I need to do. Or whatever y'all need to do.
Hold it in, man. Hold it the in.
Okay, they gonna stick him. Yeah, give him that. Give him a dose of that.
I just tell you, keep your shit together. You're cold for us.
Ooh. Did y'all kill him?
Morphine's kicked in.
You sure? Did you kill him? I think y'all might have killed him. House of Ashes. 2020, 2021? Huh. I don't know why. I just assumed they would give us a like, you know, straight up release date, but it's supposed to be coming out sometime this year. But yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. It looks pretty good. Honestly, it looks a little better than Man of Madonna, I think I'm just like more into this kind of plot. Like they're bringing in like the war on terrorism, they're doing CIA, they're doing soldiers. It looks a little action heavy a little bit. I mean, I don't think you're gonna see like gun gameplay, nothing like that, because this is more of like a QTE, you know, quick time event type of game. But I'm interested in playing with these characters, seeing what they're going through, the mysteries, those monsters down there. It looks pretty fun. I'm really liking it, so I'm really thinking about checking out this game day one. And the thing I really like about the Dark Pictures Anthology too, they're $30 regular price, like just off the rip. It's like it's really cheap, so you can't go wrong. It's like if it looks interesting, why not? You know, that's why I got Man of Madonna, and I'm glad I did. It was pretty good. I skipped Little Hope. I know I'm a little too cheap, but I just skipped it. I'm like, ain't really. I didn't know it was about the Winston-Salem trials though. That's actually a cool topic. I really liked learning about that in school. So it's cool they made like a video game that had a story, a plot around that. So I might want to check it out some more, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I'll definitely check out House of Ashes. Have a gameplay, have a playthrough of it. I'll definitely do a GMV of it. I did both of those when I played Man of Madonna back when that came out. But this one's looking really good. Can't wait for it. It's supposed to come out sometime this year. Hopefully they'll give us a release date soon. I don't know. But yeah, we'll check it out. But yeah, man, let me know if y'all feeling this game. Have you played any of the Dark Knight anthology games? They said this was game number 3. And if I'm not mistaken, they're supposed to do 8 of these games. So I'm looking forward to this one and looking forward to the rest of the 5 games they got down the road. But yeah, man, it's your boy Super Mario 1990. And I'm out. Peace in.